It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Kyle Benedict as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it's great to have you in studio today. March is Red Cross Month. We've got American Red Cross's Rita Javicki in studio. Welcome.
Thank you.
And the phone number for Red Cross is 1-800-733-2767. The website is redcrossblood.org. And again, March is Red Cross Month. So I thought we got to have somebody from Red Cross come in.
Definitely.
It only makes sense. So what part of March makes it a big deal for Red Cross Month? Because I was reading their website, and apparently March has been dedicated Red Cross Month since World War II.
Yes, exactly.
And am I right in saying that's when Red Cross kind of started, was World War II?
About that, yes.
Yeah, okay. So what's the message that Red Cross wants to get out in the month of March?
Well, Red Cross Month is about celebrating the people that are out there, our heroes, our local heroes that are out there and donating and sponsoring blood drives and being financially assisting Red Cross. And so they're our face of Red Cross, and they're out there helping the communities, and so we're celebrating them.
There's thousands upon thousands of them.
Yes.
Because you mentioned it, when you said the heroes before the show, I was kind of thinking, okay, it's the folks that volunteer for the Red Cross. But it's not just those folks.
No.
It's the person that goes in and lets you put a needle in here and take blood.
Well, yes, that's staff. So, but the heroes, yes, exactly.
Well, if I go in and give blood,
yes,
I'm a Red Cross hero.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
exactly,
so it covers a broad spectrum. It's not just
Definitely.
about the employees of Red Cross or the volunteers of Red Cross,
no,
but
yes.
anybody who donates to the Red Cross is also here because
Exactly.
you are helping out.
Yes, exactly. You know, blood can't be manufactured, so we rely on those donors to come in and give their time and give their blood, and it's very important to keep that blood on the shelves.
And we're going to talk about that too. We'll talk about the blood donations. I think we try to do that at least once a year to kind of, because we'll get a press release during the winter months, especially from Red Cross. It'll say, donations are extremely low.
Yes.
We're at a dangerous level in the state.
Right.
Do you happen to know how many blood units are needed in the state per day?
Well, not in the state, but 142,000 per day are needed, pints, for the across the country every day.
What was that number?
142,000.
Holy cow.
And because every 2 seconds somebody needs blood.
No kidding.
Yes, every
I don't
2
think I've ever had
seconds.
those stats before.
Yeah, every 2 seconds somebody
Okay.
needs blood. And the blood only lasts on the shelf for 42 days. So it's very important that we're always keeping that blood on the shelves.
You think we'd found a way to keep it longer? I mean,
I know,
42
right?
days is a substantial amount of time, but
It is, yeah. It is a
still.
perishable commodity, definitely. But people can donate every 56 days.
Okay.
So that's really important that, people are continue to donate.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll get back to that. We're going to talk all about the blood donation cycle. Volunteers. I know Red Cross always needs volunteers. When I went to your website this morning and looked at it, it's just all kinds of pictures of volunteers.
Yes,
doing
yes.
all kinds of different things across the country. What's it like to be a Red Cross volunteer? What does it require?
Well, there's all different assets that they could participate in. So they can call 1-800-RED-CROSS to find out about the volunteer connections. And you can volunteer your time at a blood drive. We need people to register the donors, greet the donors. You can volunteer at CPR classes, health and safety water classes, and going out to the communities after a fire, after some kind of a disaster. We have all kinds of volunteers that are deployed to those disaster zones. So where there's a fire, a tornado, what have you, to help those people in the community.
I get those releases from you guys too all the time as well. Where, and I hope the folks down in the Phoenix media actually go out to the airport and meet with these folks and do stories with them. I would love to be able to do that. Because I've called a few times and had done some interviews with some of the folks that head out for these things. But I'll get a press release from you that says, so-and-so from Phoenix and so-and-so from Prescott or from Flagstaff is currently being deployed with a Red Cross truck, and they're heading out to, Texas to help with the wildfires going on there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Every day.
So you need volunteers for just about every aspect.
Everything, yes. I mean, we obviously have some staff, but we really rely on volunteers quite a bit.
Do you know how many you have in the state?
I don't.
It's got to be pretty substantial out
Yes.
there. But always use more.
Always.
I've never had a guest come in here that has said, no, we don't need any more volunteers. We have enough.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
okay.
Always looking for volunteers.
What kind of can you give me kind of an idea, just generally, what kind of training we go through to become a volunteer? Is there training?
They do have training, yes, and there's different levels of volunteering. So depending on where you're going to serve, it will depend on the training that they give you.
Okay, depending on the
Yeah.
okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay. How is a person deployed?
That again is going to depend on how many deployments they've been on, what their experience has been, where they've been deployed before, and their training. So yes, so when they are deployed they have to leave within 24 hours. It's very quick.
Okay, okay.
But those volunteers are ready for that. They can refuse to go to one place or another, but usually when they're called upon, they are deployed and they go.
Okay. Is it difficult to become a Red Cross volunteer?
No. You just call 1-800-RED CROSS and they can give you the information. It's going to depend on what you're interested in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that as well. And then I also want to talk about the fact that, growing up, you think you hear about the Red Cross. You've always, it's the big Red Cross. You know what the Red Cross is. And it used to be that I always thought that Red Cross, okay, there was a tornado in Tornado Alley. There's hundreds or thousands of people who don't have homes.
Right.
You've got flood.
Yes.
We've had the Red Cross deployed in Yavapai, Coconino County numerous times as well. And you always think of Red Cross showing up when there's this massive, huge disaster that affects hundreds upon hundreds of people. But that's not always the case.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there for, one house fire. We're there to help the family. A lot of it is, what do they need immediately? Do they need money? Do they need clothes? Do they need shelter? Those kind of things. So yeah, we're out there for everything. We also install fire alarms in the communities to prevent fires. So we need volunteers to do that as well.
I'll be darned. Okay. Okay. All right, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the idea here is to just kind of let folks know that, and it's not that you have to be out there every day.
No,
right?
not at all.
Okay.
No.
Because that's another thing that people think about. It's like, I don't know if I have time to be a Red Cross volunteer.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to do. It's however much time you have to give. Some people give, 1 day a week, 2 days a week. It's whatever will fit for you, definitely.
And the more you have, the better chances you have of filling where you need a volunteer.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if Bob and Joe can't do it, maybe Sally and Helen can. So
exactly.
there's always that.
Definitely.
So we got to take our first break.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll talk more about blood drives and things like that because there's been some shortages. I know through the winter months we've been talking about that. So Rita Javicki from the American Red Cross in studio today. Their phone number 1-800-733-2767, redcrossblood.org. This is Countywide. Back in just a couple minutes.
Plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna.
I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
Ed Sheeran.
What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber.
You're listening to The Weeknd.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. You'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
Have you mixed your pain meds, your sleep meds, your allergy meds? Call the Poison Helpline. Has your child swallowed household cleaner, a chip of paint, a wild mushroom? Call the Poison Helpline. Have you been bitten by a spider, a snake, an insect? Call the Poison Helpline. Poisonings can happen at the home, on the job, or in the great outdoors. Call the Poison Helpline first to speak with medical professionals who can give you free personal advice anytime. 1-800-222-1222. Save the number, save a life.
Hello, I'm Jen Cohen, host of Verde Valley TV's hit TV show, The Verde Valley Experience. On each episode, we feature local organizations, nonprofits, persons of interest, events, activities, and great local musicians. It's informative, it's entertaining, it's fun. It's the Verde Valley Experience.
We meet online, and I tell you, I'm falling in love. I have to see you in person, but I need a loan for the ticket. I really think you're the one. And I really think you're desperate. Sure enough, you sent cash and never see me again. Too smart to fall for this? Last year alone, 12 million Americans lost money this way. Can you believe it? You shouldn't. I made that up too. Might not be as smart as you thought you were.
Welcome back to Countywide. March is Red Cross Month. Red Cross's Rita Javicki in studio today. Their phone number is 1-800-733-2767. Is that 1-800-RED CROSS?
It is, yes.
So smart. And then the website is redcrossblood.org.
Correct.
For more information. And all the stuff we talk about, and any of the shows we talk about, if you go to the website, it's all there. And the Red Cross website is really simple to navigate through, that's for sure. Okay, so we've talked about volunteers. Anybody can be a volunteer and donate as much time as you want, from anywhere from greeting people at a blood drive to you're heading off to a disaster on a Red Cross truck to hand out blankets and meals and things like that. So
exactly.
It's just, there's a huge gamut of ways that people can participate and help out.
Yes.
Help their fellow neighbors. You mentioned prior to the show that we have blood drives, and we get press releases from you that talk about how there's going to be a blood drive here, 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 and here on these dates.
Yes.
And we announce those, and we talk about those, and more information, go to redcrossblood.org and all that good stuff. But you were telling me prior to the show that there's a bit of a shortage on locations to actually hold these blood drives, and I've noticed this over the last, I don't know, maybe a year or so, where we'll get a list for Flagstaff, we'll get a list for Prescott, and then you were mentioning the Verde Valley. That list gets really small.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the staff drives up from Phoenix, so we're traveling 2 hours. So when we come up to the north end of the valley, we need to kind of group those blood drives together. So we're doing an economical. So,
sure.
And so we are in Flagstaff and we're Prescott quite a bit, Sedona a little bit, but nothing around in this area. So we're always looking for new sponsors.
What does that entail?
So a sponsor, basically, what we're looking for is a place to hold the blood drive, a facility. So we need about 1,000 square feet.
That's important.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So I have to be able to have my business, but I've got to have a spare 1,000 square feet.
Yes.
Okay.
A big open room, not with a big conference table in it, because we bring all of the equipment, all the beds, everything that we need for the drive. And we need, well ventilated, a cool place, a well lit area. So churches work really well, schools work really well, libraries sometimes have a nice big open space, but that's what we're looking for. That's the primary thing. And then the second thing that's very big for the sponsors is that we're looking for them to invite people to donate, to get the word out there and to get that schedule filled.
You ever have competitions where one business maybe has a rival business in town and they say, we're going to have a blood drive over here at our business, and maybe you could do the same thing over at your business and we'll see who gets the most?
Yeah, we did. We had a car dealership that was like that. They did a full 2 weeks and all different in the valley. So, yeah.
So that's a possibility right there, huh? Okay.
Definitely, yes.
So 1,000 square feet, well lit, cool.
Yes.
Okay, so how does one get a hold of you, Rita, to say, hey, I think I could fill that?
They could call 1-800-RED CROSS, let them know that they're interested in sponsoring a blood drive. We also have on the website, you can also inquire about it, and then I'll give you a call.
Okay. Do you know how many blood drives you typically hold in the Verde Valley?
We do about 4 a month, I would say, in North Valley. So not in Verde Valley, but Flagstaff, Prescott, Sedona. We're usually there about 2 to 4 times a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think that's enough?
Probably not. Like I said, we're always looking for. I know that we have received inquiries about Cottonwood. People around in this area want places because they will travel to Flagstaff, but sometimes it's not convenient for them to do that.
Well, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But it doesn't take long to give blood.
No.
And we'll get in that in a second, but I'm really trying to hopefully drum up some support for you on getting these sponsors in to kind of open the doors and say, hey, we'll hold a blood drive here, because like I said, I have noticed that I'll have like maybe 2 or 3 to talk about.
Yes.
Where the other areas, and then I shouldn't be able to put in my news story all 2 or 3 meeting locations and be able to talk about the times and dates and stuff because it'd be just too much.
Yeah.
Which is the way it is for some of the other cities around here.
Right.
It's just too many. And if you want more information, visit our website, visit Red Cross website, and find out where they are. So, how many would you like to see up here? Because this is your area, this is your region, correct?
This is my area.
This is what
yes.
you're in charge of. Okay, so how
Definitely,
many would Rita like to see and be able to come to in this area?
I'd like to do. We probably are doing 2 a month right now. I probably like to be at least 4 to 6. And it's going to depend on the response that we get too. If we don't get a good response, if we don't get those donors in, then we can't continue to come up. You know, so it really depends on how many donors we get and make the trip worthwhile.
Okay, so then let me ask you this: what kind of a donation number do you need to see to make it worthwhile? Because Mingus High School, the kids at Mingus, they're all, they seem to win like every year or something, or about just the blood drives that they get and how many people they get to attend those blood drives at Mingus Union High School. So they're very active with that. They've always been good in all the years I've been doing this. How many do you need?
Well, minimum we would like to collect 30 units of blood.
Okay.
Minimum.
That's pretty low.
I mean, so we're going to do at least 2 or 3 blood drives while we're up in the area. So if we do 30 per blood drive, it would be 90 to 100 units. But yes, of course, I would like to do more. But it's hard to gauge when you first have that first blood drives because we need to make sure that we have enough staff, that we have enough equipment to get all of the blood. So.
Okay, so we've talked about getting sponsors to call you up. How does a person go about giving blood? Is it a difficult thing to do?
It's not difficult whatsoever. It takes up to an hour of your time. But there are only 30% of the population can donate blood, and only 10% of those are. So right now we're only getting 33% of the population donating blood.
Oh.
So there's a few things that would prevent you from donating blood. They're where you've traveled, medications, disease, and then we have height and weight restrictions. So once you get past that, and you can call 1-800-RED Cross to see if the medication that you're on, if you can donate with it, if you have specific questions. You can also go to redcrossblood.org/rapidpass. It will take you through all the health questions, and that will also allow you to see if you're able to donate. Okay, but once you are able to donate, you can go on the Red Cross website and find a blood drive, schedule your appointment there. You show up at the blood drive, and they do the health history, and it only takes about 5 minutes to actually get the blood once you've got the needle in there. So
Right.
it's pretty quick.
And you guys can divide that blood up too and use it in all kinds of different ways.
Oh yeah.
Which
yeah.
is pretty amazing. Which is pretty amazing. Okay, so there you go. Real quick, maybe an hour worth of your time.
Yeah, an hour.
Yeah.
And that hour will save up to 3 lives.
Oh, wow.
Every pint saves up to 3 lives.
Okay, and then we can make an appointment too, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that's the
definitely.
best way to do it. I mean, walk-ins are welcome.
Yes, walk-ins are good. We welcome walk-ins, but you're not guaranteed to be able to donate if you have a walk-in. So it's much better to have a scheduled appointment.
And again, you can do that through Red Cross, the phone number, or the website.
Yes, exactly. And the donor app. We have an app.
Okay.
There's an app for that.
Oh yeah, I suppose there. Yeah, that's right. Okay, there is an app for
The
that.
app is a great tool. You can schedule your appointment there. You can find a blood drive, schedule the appointment, and it's actually your donor card as well. So, and then once you donate, you can actually watch your blood donation go through the process. It'll say it's processing, it's being delivered. It sometimes will even tell you where in the country it was used.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah.
Rita Javicki with the American Red Cross in studio today. March is Red Cross Month. Phone number is 1-800-733-2767. Website is redcrossblood.org. Countywide, back in just a couple minutes.
The Q102.9 plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna.
I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars. Ed Sheeran. What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber. You're listening to The Weeknd.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. You'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
I call you and say I'm with the IRS.
You owe back taxes, and if you don't pay today, you're going to jail. You can fix this by sending cash. Did you actually believe me? Too smart to fall for it? Well, last year, Americans paid $100 million to guys like me. 1 in 6 people were scammed. Can you believe it? Well, you shouldn't. I just made that up, too. You are a little gullible.
Hello, I'm Jen Cohen, host of Verde Valley TV's hit TV show, The Verde Valley Experience. On each episode, we feature local organizations, nonprofits, persons of interest, events, activities, and great local musicians. It's informative, it's entertaining, it's fun. It's the Verde Valley Experience.
I call you and say, I'm with your son. There's been an accident and he's in jail. He needs bail money, and you actually believe me. So you send cash fast and then bye-bye. Think you're too smart to fall for this? Just last year, 150 million Americans weren't. 1 out of 3 of your neighbors lost $500. Can you believe it? You shouldn't. I made that up too. Maybe you will believe everything you're told.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a couple minutes left in the program. Rita Javicki from the American Red Cross is in studio today. She drove all the way from Phoenix to be with us today. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Was it a beautiful drive?
It was a beautiful drive.
You got spring flowers and tall grasses down there because of all the water we've had this winter?
Yes,
yeah,
beautiful.
I bet it's nice. Yeah. Temperature's probably in the 90s and everything, huh? Okay, her phone number, or the Red Cross's phone number, is 1-800-733-2767, 1-800-RED-CROSS. And then there's redcrossblood.org, the website. So we've talked about volunteering. We talked about donating blood, how easy that is, how easy it is to volunteer. Shortages. I'll get those press releases as well. It's like, ooh, we're in dire straits right now. So give me some of the times a year where Red Cross really could use the public to step up and help out.
It is during the winter time, winter months, and summer. So winter, you know, people are off schedule, they're vacationing, the holidays. So people aren't thinking about donating blood at that time. Same thing with summer. So people are going on vacation, kids are out of school, they're out of their normal routines. And so they don't think about it. But we need to have that blood on the shelves all the time. And so it's very important during those other times that people continue to donate.
Okay. All right. There you go.
And one of the things that will help you to expedite your donation is to go to redcrossblood.org/rapidpass. That is done on the day of the drive. That is to check your health that day. So if you do that prior to going to the donation, to the blood drive, that will expedite it, and then you don't have to do the health history questions when you get there.
No kidding. So I can do that online?
Yes.
Do I bring something with me? Do I print that out and bring, or does it automatically go to you?
You can print it, or you can email it to your cell phone. And so it'll give you a barcode, and then you just present the barcode. Yeah. Oh,
really? So you just plop down and somebody goes beep, and they already got to know your history right there?
Yeah, no, they're still going to take your blood pressure and your vitals and all that kind of stuff and make sure everything's okay. But that will eliminate, you know, kind of about 5 or 10 minutes. So it kind of helps speed up the process.
Rapid Pass, Red Cross blood drives.
Yeah.
Sounds like Disneyland.
I know, right?
I know. Rapid Pass at Red Cross. And then you got the app, too. So people get the app and then...
Yes. And it's great. The app is nice because it will tell you when you can donate next. It'll tell you how many pints you've donated. Like I said, it'll show you where your blood is going to. So it'll also tell you your vitals that were taken at the blood drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then donations stay in the country. Well, I guess they don't stay in the country, but the donations that anybody makes a donation to the Red Cross, it goes to some form of disaster or emergency in the country.
Financial?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Financial donations will go to where we need it for disasters, yes.
Okay, well, Rita, thanks for coming up today
and
sitting down with us and talking about March's Red Cross Month. Phone number again is 1-800-733-2767. Website is redcrossblood.org. That's today's Countywide. We'll talk to you again next time.